Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Variable Play News. And we're gonna be reporting news for the second half of October. I'm Denmark, and with me is
Jake, naglilingkod at nakalingkod.
And
cool,
I
cool.
am Ron, reporting news. News.
News. That's foreign news, guys. What's up, everybody? How are you guys? How are you this week?
Okay naman.
Jake?
So excited, guys.
Okay naman. Daming work eh. Pero...
naubos yung energy ni Jake sa pag-release ng kanyang bagong
Oo nga, mamaya.
bagong channel.
Full channel.
Mamaya
The
announce natin
effects
yan.
are amazing.
Hindi ako nakapagtrabaho nung Tuesday.
The
Monday.
logo,
Hindi ako
the
nakapagtrabaho.
logo, the lighting, the sound, everything's
Hmm.
career mode.
Kailangan natin kumita, guys.
Okay, well, so welcome everybody. If you have news that you would like us to share, just comment here. Maybe we can have input on that one also, or you can always message us at Variable Play and just post their comments that you wanna. News that you wanna talk about. All right, cool. Okay, anything new with you guys? Nothing. Just work full time. Besides Jake new show.
New
Where can
show,
they
yan ang importante.
Where can they find you, Jake? Where's their new show gonna be?
So to people on stream, I just launched a new channel. It's called Jake Geeks Out. You can guess what I do on that channel. I geek out a lot. So geek out. You can look for me on YouTube and hopefully on Facebook and Instagram once I get to update that as well. Hi Morgan, good evening. So
Morgan.
yes,
Morgan,
I'm
good
excited.
evening.
The next episode will come when I have
When-
collected my creative juices.
It will come if you build them. They will come. They just look for Jake Geeks Out. That's it, right? On YouTube.
Jake Geeks Out. Yes.
Geeks Out.
Medyo nakakabulol pa.
Point. Don't forget.
Oh yes.
Don't forget.
Oh yes. Kasi kailangan excited ka eh. Kailangan excited ka eh. Jake Geeks Out. Geeks Out! Ganun, diba?
Excited. So if you want to see excited Jake, then you're gonna see him there
On
his
demand.
channel.
On demand. Kasi pwede mo
Alright.
i-replay uli yung video eh.
Cool. Hi, Clint. Hi, Bob. Thank you for joining us and for the reacts. All right. So, if there are no further personal new things in our lives, hey, we just back Flamecraft because we
great.
showcased it here. Hey, woo. That was all run. I told you whenever we watch, whenever we get to that Kickstarter part, crowdfunding part of our show, I'm like, hey, that looks nice. I might buy it. A temptation. And Morgan actually gave in. He gave in. It's all Ron's fault. But hey, Flamecraft is really good. Looks really nice.
Really good.
All right, so
candy, definitely.
Let's go with our headlines. Okay, so Morgan says
baka magsisi ka. Good.
Sure,
Si Ronnie. Andiyan ba si Ronnie? Wala yata si Ronnie. Wala yata si Ay, si Ronnie pala may kasalanan. Okay.
Wow.
Someone's gonna get hurt real bad.
Sana all may asawang nagsusupport na ngayon.
Right. Right.
Back mo na to, love.
So 2 weeks ago, I was supposed to report on something about a bit thumb, if you guys can remember, and I really cannot gather any information about it during the time. It slipped my mind, but right now, I have it. I have the story. So I'm gonna report it right now. Okay, so October 4, that was October 4 when this happened. There was this guy. There was this FLGS in Canada. I think it's Sword and Stone. And
nakala ko di mo papangalanan Denmark.
there was this guy on the video. I mean on the caps, video screen caps. He tried to rob the FLGS in
Wow.
Canada. And what happened is that he tried to run away with the merchandise. And in the process, of course, the staff tried to stop him. What he did was he bit one of the staff in the thumb part, and that staff got hospitalized. And now he has nerve damage with
Oh,
his thumb because of this guy who bit him.
what?
So, so they're looking for him right now. So, hey, if there are viewers
Intense.
in I think it's in Toronto, if you know this guy, you can report them to the police. This happened October 4 in the Sword and
Hmm.
Stone FLGS shop. That was my report supposedly 2 weeks ago, but that's so weird. A guy bit someone so hard that it gave him nerve damage because he was trying to rob an FLGS. And this is
So
my question. What was he trying to rob? How would he know where to sell those? I mean, I mean, I understand if he was gonna rob a watch store, a jewelry store. Of course, you
Teka
can sell those.
lang,
But
what was it?
dude,
The question is, ano ba yung kinuha niya? Was it money? Was it another game?
and did
what,
he do it?
what,
He did it in broad daylight.
he did.
Wow.
Look,
okay,
it was right
what
there,
game is worth it to bite another person and send them to the hospital? So,
dude. So
interesting.
that was my bite news last week. And so it's, I mean, it's sad that it had to resort to that type. And if it's an FLGS, I was like wondering who would you sell to? Supposedly, you just grab, let's say you grab Gloomhaven. Where will you sell it? Who are you
Also,
gonna sell it
also
to?
that's a heavy game to grab and run away with. It's like
I mean,
pag
right?
ninakaw mo ba yung Gloomhaven, tapos tatakbo ka mabilis, makakatakbo ka pa mabilis nun, parang
Or
mahirap yun.
descent too, right? Because look, what I. But I hope that guy who got bit, he gets to recover because nerve damage. Maybe his thumb is twitching uncontrollably. I don't know, but that's what
So,
they were saying.
meron
So
akong nerdy observation though. Meron akong very nerdy observation. So this guy plays
Oh,
Magic, I think. Kasi yung tattoo niya,
because okay,
there's a plane in Magic na they have three color tribes. So that's the
okay.
color of the blue, red, white. That's Jeskai's symbol. So
we
actually,
can
wait,
help. We can help people now.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think
This guy's a
we will
Magic
find.
player. This guy is a baka American Magic player, blue, red, and white
All right.
pa.
But look at what he's looking at. It looks like single magic cards.
See, oh, so
oh, si tama.
my nerd
Ako,
knowledge hopefully helps somebody locate this guy.
Cool.
He has a
the geek
Jeskai
brain.
tattoo.
There you
Yan.
go. So if we have
Check this
viewers
content
in
on Jake Geeks Out.
Yan.
if we have
We
if
will
we have viewers
investigate.
in
Nagawa
Canada,
tayo ng investigative series. Where is this guy on Jake
where is
Geeks?
this guy?
Uh,
If they get caught, or if that store reports that they finally caught this guy, I'm gonna report it here because we're invested in this already. Let's see if Jeskai Jeskai actually works for him,
This
or
this guy Jeskai. That's what we're doing. This Jeskai guy. Yan
guy,
tayo.
this guy.
This Jeskai guy.
so hopefully that
Yeah,
won't
but then
happen
it's
in any of our FLGS. You're
it's
saying,
gonna
Ron?
be easier. They do track tattoos in the US, eh.
Right.
So if he has a very
Oh,
Oh.
specific, if he has a
oh,
very specific tattoo, then it should be easier. Thanks to Jake, Detective Jake.
Yes.
amazing,
Jeskai.
Jake.
Okay, we're on to you.
Amazing how you can figure that one out from
Just
that
guy
low
guy.
quality. Okay. So moving on from biters in an FLGS, our favorite thing to report here. I think every time we report, there's an Asmodi news that we have.
Yes, Clint, ano to? Detective, ano to? Detective game to.
Sa
So
totoo ba, maiiwasan ba natin ang Asmodee? I don't think maiiwasan na ba natin ang Asmodee.
Asmodee Games, if you have Steam or if you have digital board games or interested, they partnered up with Humble Bundle so that you could get the digital games at a cheaper cost. and all proceeds will go to the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. So they have this
Nice.
ongoing right now, and if you're interested, games that are in the humble bundle. See, there's like 25 items in the humble bundle, and 15 and
Wow.
5, and those games include Game of Thrones, the board game, Scythe,
Oh,
Terraforming Mars, Pandemic, Ticket to Rides. All of the maps of Ticket to Rides, I think, are there. So if you're
Mm.
interested and you wanna donate for a good cause, maybe you wanna check out the game bundle by Humble Bundle. There you go. That's
yeah. I
my
mean, you get to buy games
Wow.
and at the same time do something good for
Yeah.
everyone, right? It's a
Help,
double feel
help
good.
out.
Yep.
Mhm.
Double feel good.
So I think
Too
that's
lit.
what
Too
we're.
lit, yeah.
'Cause
For
Last
sure.
last time
Sulit.
we reported on the pink trains, right? From
Pink
for
trains
Ticket to
Yes.
Ride. So
from Days of Wonder, yes.
they're really doing this. All right. So
Mm-hmm.
our next report is something that's really interesting, and I want to hear about
All right.
this. If you guys
Okay.
consider yourself as the ultimate gamer, well, you will be legendary. So our next
Whoa.
report will be.
All right. Okay. So, I know a lot of you guys know about the Upper Deck Legendary series. So they have been releasing a lot of different IPs in this legendary series. Diba? So
Mhm.
from Marvel to we have
Predator,
Aliens, Predator. Diba? So
Firefly.
Firefly,
The
yes, exactly.
China game. There's the one in Once Upon a Time
Ah,
in
once
China.
upon a time in China.
Um,
Right.
yeah, right. So ang dami na. But Upper Deck, believe it or not, is looking for the legendary gamer.
The
Legendary.
legendary gamer. What's the
Legend,
price?
wait for it, Dairy.
Legendary.
Legendary.
What's the price, sir?
All right. So basically, this is a contest launched by Upper Deck, and actually anyone can enter. You
Mm-hmm.
may go to their site and check out this legendary gamer contest, wherein you submit an entry. So basically, you just have to impress them with your 1 to 3 minute video or a 200 plus word essay about why you
What?
are a legendary gamer.
Essay?
Yes.
What is
So
this?
they are accepting entries from September 19th to December, I think 18th, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, around that time. And then they will be reviewing from December 18th to January 5. And then on the 5th of January, they will be announcing the winner. So what will the winner get? Since they
Yeah. What
are
would?
crowned the legendary gamer,
Besides
they will
that.
be getting 2 tickets to Gen Con 2020.
Whoa.
So, and a lot of
Whoa.
legendary
Stuff.
merchandise that will come along with it. Definitely, definitely. Right. So there. So to
So
Gen
anybody
Con
can
tickets,
join, right? Even us
anybody can join.
on our
Yes.
side of the world. All
So
right.
wait,
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. On our side.
win a trip to Gen Con. So ibig sabihin, does it like a
No,
flight
not a trip.
to
Kaya, it's
Win a
just to get to
ticket.
Gen Con.
Win 2 tickets to Gen Con,
Gen
right?
win
That's
Con.
it.
win a trip
Not to
to
win a
enter
trip.
Gen Con. To enter Gen Con lang pala.
Hey,
Win
But
but
a Gen
yeah,
Con
cool.
pass. Kung baga ganun parang win a Gen Con.
Sayang naman
Gen
yung
Same
Con.
essay
thing as
mo.
when 2 tickets, 2 tickets. But I think they're also providing transportation for, I mean, pero pag din na sa airport,
Oh, okay.
I read
Oh,
the,
that's I guess but the accommodation
yeah,
there, I hopefully may accommodation din there.
hopefully, yeah.
Unless matutulog ka
Uh,
lang sa sahig.
Someone said use
doon ka sa
autocorrect to
labas,
write
doon ka
your
lang.
essay. So it looks like you're open drafting from a word shop. Hello, legend.
Legendary.
Hi,
That's a
Oh.
quote.
Soy. Hello.
Another quote.
Ay,
So,
soy.
so if you guys are interested and you feel like you really are
Yes,
the legendary gamer, why not? Why not give it a shot?
But
yes.
Denmark,
Give it a
if I have
shot.
a question like if ikaw you're gonna enter this contest, ano yung ano mo? Spin mo on your legendariness.
I
What
have no
is
idea.
your,
When I saw
approach
this
mo?
news, for me it's gonna be difficult because you're gonna try to sell yourself. that hey, I'm the best there is, the best there
Wala ka bang
was.
tiwala sa sarili mo? Ano ka ba?
Nah, not my cup of tea.
Legendary gamer, just be yourself, Denmark.
I'll be
Yan.
legendary.
Yeah.
Wait for it. But that's interesting. I think this only applies for Marvel. I think they're gonna focus more on the
Um,
Marvel IP
Okay,
than the
okay.
other IPs.
yeah, but I mean, I'm not sure with the specifics of the contest, but di ko alam kung kailangan you show the game. Definitely, siguro naman, di ba? You should at least own the game and share
You
it, di
should at
ba?
least
Pero,
have proof,
yeah, yeah.
receipts.
But, yeah, it's more about selling yourself and why you are the legendary gamer.
Cool.
So yung
I
mga
cannot
magagaling
do that.
gumawa ng videos there,
Yes, we have lots
say
of those.
Jake, like, say Jake,
Hindi ako
or
mag-essay. Hindi ako mag-essay. Ano ka na lang.
sila Sir Soy, sila Morgan, why not, di ba? Why
Dude,
not
why not?
try this, di ba?
Right.
Para may reason ka na mag-US, di ba? Manalo ka ng 2 tickets.
Now you're forced to go to the US.
Wow.
Cool.
This is
All
the
right.
perfect reason. This is the perfect reason.
So from Marvel, and I know you guys love deck builders. So from Marvel, we're gonna be jumping to the other the other comic and IP, which is DC, and they have
Yep.
news. They have news.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So Cryptozoic, the makers of the DC deck building game, is releasing an this is a digital game uh, called DC Dual Force. No? Um,
Yeah.
so I think this will follow more on the MTGA format, right? You have your Legends of Runeterra. You have your what's that game you play, Jake?
Arena, Hearthstone,
Hearthstone. There you go.
Battlegrounds.
Hearthstone. There you
Okay.
go. So
Mm-hmm.
it will follow that kind of format, if I'm not mistaken. But this is basically you combine two heroes from the DC universe.
Mm-hmm.
um, and basically, it's a deck building game. It's gonna be 1v1, if I'm not mistaken, online. So it's gonna be a competitive DC deck building game. Correct me if I'm wrong. So and this
You're
is
not
slated to be
wrong.
released. This is slated to be released early 2022.
Looks
But you
nice.
can go check. Yeah, you can go check out their art, visuals, and trailer at dcdualforce.com. So watch out
Looks
if you
nice.
are a DC
So,
deck building fan. The art alone
Look at
is enough to
Batman.
convince me. Diba? It's enough to
I
convince me to
I found out about
go
this
check out.
game on Twitter because I play
Yeah.
Magic, diba? So and then I follow some from professional Magic players. But the really good Magic players. And then he posted this na he was part of the playtesting team of the si
Yes.
Samuel Black. So that makes me think that this game is going to be, at least from a design perspective, going to be really sound. Kasi may mga Magic players who like,
Oh,
pro Magic players,
Magic
they
players
live
are
and
ano eh,
breathe CCGs, di ba?
deck
Mm-hmm.
building. Tama.
So at least you have that pedigree of thinking na the design of this game must be properly done. Actually, naalala ko what he was
Done.
saying in that Twitter post. Sabi niya, he expects some of these abilities and numbers to still be tweaked yung pinakita ng DC. So
Oh,
I think
okay.
Mm.
very well balanced game. So excited ako. I want to try it.
It's a very
Yeah, I hope
technical approach.
they can
So,
offer it for like
uh,
FTPs.
Free to
free
play.
to play.
You know,
Mm.
FTP. Diba?
Those for FTP players. But hey, it looks nice. I
So
was looking
that's
at the
it.
others. There were also minions, gadgets, and everything else. All the art looks incredible.
Mhm. Yeah, the art is very similar to what you see in the comics. So if you
Hmm.
are an avid comic book
I think
reader
they got
or
it
a
from the comics. I remember this battle.
exactly,
Yes.
diba?
This is the Jim Lee
It's
sorry,
Superman
no,
as well.
Jim Lee Superman yan.
Uh,
Yes. Yes.
Exactly.
They split it.
So if you guys are fans, go check this out. I'm sure whether you play DC deck building or not, you'll have your learning curve well
Looks
addressed
interesting.
in this game. Oh man.
Right. Cool.
Right. So
All
that's it.
right.
That's DC Dual Force.
From comics, we're now gonna go to anime. And
Anime.
right now, this
From
anime
comics to
is
manga.
hot. This is now hot because of Netflix. But Jake,
So this is pretty straightforward. They just announced that the Cowboy Bebop anime series, which came out in the 90s, I want to say, or early
Mm.
2000s, um, is going. It's very, as Denmark was saying, it's very hot right now because Netflix is gonna come up with a live action series or remake or adaptation of the Cowboy Bebop anime, and it's gonna star John Cho, our
wow,
favorite
Oh,
um,
White
um,
Castle. No,
White Castle actor, di ba? And ang galing nga eh, ang galing, ang galing.
Zulu.
Zulu, exactly. And and then now they're gonna ride on that, and I guess they announced that they're also gonna release tabletop RPG based on Cowboy
Mhm.
Bebop, but I don't really, and they're gonna release it in 2022, so we still have a bit of time to figure out the details. They don't talk about how the mechanics of the RPG will be, but I'm just imagining that it will be a lot of heist type missions or kind of
Mhm.
rule sets in the tabletop RPG. I I don't remember if I finished this series actually, but I think it's also the same makers who the animation of the series is really good. And I'm trying to
mm-hmm.
remember, is it the same animation team of Samurai Champloo? I think it's the same animation team.
Mm.
So, di
Same
ba, meron
guys.
I
silang
think
same nga,
it
yung
has that
yung
similar, yeah.
stylistic and music style, di ba? So, yeah, they're gonna release a tabletop RPG. Everybody who's like into this tabletop RPG, they play these kinds of games, should watch out. And if you're a fan of the
Yeah,
anime, they also should watch out.
I
Mm.
heard they were gonna expand more on the Bebop universe, so
Wow.
that's something to look
Uh,
forward to.
Have you
that's
finished this?
interesting.
Did you watch the whole
No,
series,
I
Denmark?
haven't finished it also. So I know I didn't finish this one because suddenly there's a new anime that came out and that caught my attention. I forgot
Ghost
about it.
Fighter.
Naalala mo ba? Naalala mo ba yung anime na yun?
I can't remember. I think I switched to Jubei Ninja Scroll, that
Wow.
series. So I tried to that my friend introduced me to that one. So like, okay, I'll pause this one. Never got
That brings
back to
back
it.
memories.
So there you go. All right, and finally for our last headline, if we're still in the pandemic, although it's still you're still supposed to be careful, but slowly the restrictions are lifting up. Most of us have been accustomed to playing online, but
Yeah.
there's some semi-sad news.
Come on. Di ba sad news
It's
Come
not
yun?
bad news.
on. All right,
Yeah,
fine,
bad
fine,
Come
fine,
news.
on.
fine, fine. Cool, cool,
So
cool.
then it's supposed sad news, but to me and to Ron, it's not sad news.
Yeah.
It's Board Game
It's proper.
Arena.
It's proper support. It's
Yes,
proper
correct,
support.
Okay,
correct,
okay, I
correct,
stand
correct.
corrected. Yes,
Feeling
we
ko
support people.
pag nag-personality test tayo yung mga makakuha ng what is right and right use. Tapos itong si ano, kaya mahilig sa mag-design games tong si Denmark eh.
I'm poor.
So
I'm poor, so I free to play
anyway,
as much as I can.
totoo naman. And Board Game Arena, as we were saying, the news is they're gonna increase their prices. So if you're not aware, Board
Mm.
Game Arena is an online platform. The graphic interface is just directly into your browser, and you're able to play all kinds of board games, all kinds of popular board
Yes.
games too. So King of Tokyo,
Hundreds.
uh,
Hundreds of titles.
Hundreds, Seven Wonders, etc. And there are two ways to do this. You will register on the website, and there's two ways to register, two types of profiles. You can have a free to play account, or you can have a paid account. So
Mhm.
the
Mm.
free to play account is just by itself is what else can I say? It's free. You're able to play free
Yeah,
games
leech
Yeah.
off your
on
friends.
the internet. Only with the catch that if you go into the online lobbies, you cannot create your own game. So you have to
Right.
join public
Mhm.
games when you don't have you have a free to play account. On the other type of profile that you could have is a paid
For
account. So,
for specific for specific games lang naman.
yes,
So you can still
correct,
get
correct,
games
correct.
on the more yeah.
Correct. So as Ron rightly corrected, not every game actually you cannot create a game. So some specific premium games you have to have which is what
Be
I'm gonna say,
a
the paid
member.
account,
Yeah.
paid be a member. But when I say paid, it's like, dude, it's for the longest time the price of BGA was roughly 4 euros per month, around
Per
that
month. Yes,
level. So that's
exactly.
roughly around 200, a little over
250.
200 pesos,
250.
250
Yeah.
pesos a month. So for that, you get a paid account in BGA and play. The news, a long-winded way of saying the news, is they finally are going to increase their price after having never increased their price since 2016, guys. So
Okay.
Pre-pandemic, guys. Pre-pandemic. BGA has been good to
pre-pandemic,
us.
BGA has remained mostly with a free account and has not increased their 4 euro pricing per month for more than almost 5 years now. And the website has grown by leaps and bounds. There was a
Hmm.
time last year, I remember, during the pandemic,
It
when the pandemic
crashed.
was just, it kept on crashing, yes, because everybody who couldn't go out and they just started playing on BGA. So
Hmm.
to me,
Exactly.
this is not bad news. This is just finally these guys are getting their rewards because they're increasing their price by just roughly almost 1 euro a month. So around by just an extra 50, 60 pesos.
When
Ano
will
ba,
this start?
guys?
When will
Mm-mm.
this start?
Okay, so it starts on November 1. So
Hmm.
there's another good thing here. If you register now with a paid account before November 1, the price
You
increase will
get the
not
old
apply to
price.
you. Yes, you
Yes.
get the
Oh,
old
okay.
price.
Okay.
So there's a lot of
For one
incentive,
year.
correct, for 1 year. There's a lot of incentive to just sign up now and just get that discount if that's really worrying you and it matters to
Hmm.
you, the
Mm-mm.
extra 50, 60 pesos per month. So there's still some time. Like, you have 3, 4 days to sign up a paid BGA account if that's what you want. But we're just making everybody aware of this awesome platform, and
Yes.
making
Mm-hmm.
everybody aware that they might have to have a price increase soon. But whether price increase or not, this is still an awesome online platform.
Yeah, yeah. It's an awesome
Cool.
platform then to
All
bring
right.
friends
Hey,
together during this pandemic.
hey, while we were doing this news, I just found out that BGA has been bought by our favorite company
Yes,
early this February.
yes, correct,
February
correct.
2021. It got bought by Asmodee. I'm like, oh, okay.
And
So,
you know what? The thing is, people were saying that after Asmodee bought BGA, it's like, this is over. The good times are over. Asmodee is gonna make
uh,
this into their. But no, really, they've
not
actually
so.
added, like, if they were adding, they added the pace of which they add games to, like, they doubled it. There's just more
Yeah,
and more games on BGA
exactly.
now, and not
right.
just Asmodee
They have
games, right, Ron? There's just so many
they
new
have
games.
steadily increased the number of games, that they actually release in a month.
Yep.
I guess is around 2 to 3, right?
And
As
that's
to
a
So
lot.
before,
that
as
Yeah.
to before, it was like
yeah,
every 2 months lang na they have a new game, di ba?
yeah.
So
That was
this is
these are not like small titles, ah. There are some titles that are currently out on Kickstarter. So
Yeah.
this has
yes,
Not on
also been
Philippine
a
shores.
so yeah. So this has also been a platform for makers to do actual playtests from
Hmm.
all
yeah.
around the world.
Good point. Good point.
So you can look at it at the viewpoint of someone who is actually helping out, di ba? These game makers, these
Developers.
studios, di ba? Developers. So
Cool.
Yeah,
yeah,
awesome. BG is
All
awesome.
right. So there you go. Those are our headlines for the second half of October. And again, if you have news or headlines that you want us to report here, you can send it to us on Variable Play. And right now, we're going to new games or new board games announced or ones that just came out. All right. Okay. So, first off, we have this has been hot for the last 2 weeks. Purple Haze. It is by Phalanx Games. And this game is about the Vietnam War, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it's about the Vietnam War. And
Mm.
what's interesting about this is that it's the group who gave you U-Boot. You guys know what U-Boot the board game was?
That's
There's
not
this
the
like,
helicopter
Yeah,
game.
that's electronic, di ba?
yeah, the big submarine with layers inside,
Okay,
and
okay,
it's
okay, okay.
electronic and everything else.
Yeah.
They were the guys who created that, and now they're doing this also, Purple Haze. And they were describing it as a cooperative story creation game, highlighting branching a narrative campaign with a number of potential story paths depending on players' decisions. So it will be made up of 8 individual scenarios with smaller missions and escorts, as well as large scale operations. So it's really the war, if you want to have that feel, and it lasts from 1 to 2.5 hours. Okay, so
Akala ko years eh,
um,
parang yung wars talaga.
and it is highly replayable due to the number of separate story arcs possible. So co-op, war co-op, another, hopefully not as depressing as what's that Simon game, small box game that's really
The
depressing about World
Grizzle?
War One, the Grizzled.
The,
So, there you go.
Mm.
So hopefully it doesn't become that depressing, but so far it looks great, and people are really excited about this one. So if you're interested, if you're a war gamer or really want to have that feel, you might want to check
This is
this
a
out.
board
Purple.
game, right? Is that
Yes,
correct?
it's a board game.
Sorry.
Yes, sir.
All right.
It's a board game by Phalanx Games. All right, next.
sabi ni
um
Nick, habaan mo naman daw yung drum roll natin next.
Next, of course, I have to report this. It's my favorite as a cultist, Call of Cthulhu. Peterson Games will be releasing a Call of
Sabi na nga ba,
Cthulhu board
kulto ka
game.
talaga eh.
No,
Kaya nga eh.
that's what you call people who like, right, who are fans of the Cthulhu mythos. The
Ah,
never
okay,
mind.
okay,
Wolf,
okay, okay.
wolf in sheep's
Cultists.
clothing ka talaga eh.
So
Sabi na
they're gonna
eh.
be. If you recall, a few years ago, there was a living card game called Call of Cthulhu. So now it's gonna be a board game, and it's gonna be called Terror Pats as its initial
Okay.
run, and it's gonna be made by Peterson Games, the guys who made those big
Cthulhu Wars.
Cthulhu War games. Yes, Cthulhu Wars.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
he's picking this one up, and the description is it's another co-op for 1 to 6 players. Hey, that's good. Single players solo mode is
Single
available.
players.
Yes, Terror Pats, becoming a group of investigators who must complete a series of scenarios. What's interesting is that you can take your turn simultaneously. So you can act and move
Mm.
simultaneously in this game, and you need to keep track of a rising doom and potentially face terrible events along the way. So you have to manage that track, I think. But what's interesting to me is that how are you gonna do this simultaneously? I'm curious to see how they're gonna do that one. So if you're a fan of the Cthulhu mythos or the card game Call of Cthulhu, you might want to check this out. It's gonna
Mer-
be coming out soon.
Meron akong reklamo dito sa art na to. Hindi ba dapat pag nakakita ka ng Elder One, tumatakbo ka tapos nasa psychotic ka na?
Or
Parang,
madness.
Oo eh.
parang excited pa sila eh. Parang lalapit pa sila eh.
Oo
Oh.
eh, parang lalakad sila palapit eh, no?
Uy, si Cthulhu, si Cthulhu.
Tentacles. They're fascinated with the
Flashlight
tentacles. So
pa eh, no? May flashlight pa eh.
lumapit pa yung Scooby-Doo team eh.
Di sila sure kung ano nakita nila eh.
they had to make sure. They had to make sure that what they saw was real. So
Kitang-kita naman.
those kids are the first to die. So never mind. There you go. Curiosity killed them. All right, so that's Call of Cthulhu Terror Pats. Next, if you remember in 1998, 99, there was
Hindi
this
ko maalala yan. Hindi ko
computer
ano yan.
game
98,
that
99.
that
Ano
really
pa
kicked
ako
off.
niyan?
Bata pa tayo.
Bata pa ako niyan. Hindi ko
So
pa naalala.
it was really popular, and now they're gonna convert it into a board game. And of course, Jake, we're talking about Heroes.
Oh, ito ako na pala sabi ko para sana hindi ko pa naalala yan, hindi ko alam yung game na yan pero but yes, yes. Heroes of Might and Magic, fine, we will admit. So if I don't know if you got who didn't play this game? Everybody played this
Dude.
game, right?
Even if it's in 2D, you play it.
And I don't know how far Heroes of Might and Magic has gone up to now. I think the last I remember there was recently a Heroes of Might and Magic 5 for sure, but I don't know if we've got all the
Did
way
it
to
reach 7?
7. That's what I was gonna
I
say.
think
I think
there's
there
a
was like
7.
a home 7 now. So if the people
Wow.
who don't know, people who were young in 98 and 99 and don't know, back then this was all the rage. If you had a PC, this was the kind of game that you would be playing. These were turn-based fog of war type of maps wherein you would explore the map on a turn-based basis, and then you would encounter different armies, and then when you encounter those armies, the whole screen would change into like a chess grid like map,
Right.
and then
It
right
Yeah.
tactics type. Like
it was
one
yes, it was like
side
a
Mm.
and then another
Final
side.
Fantasy tactics type of game, and it was awesome. It was like there was like 8 races always, right? In Heroes of Might and Magic, so you could be
Mhm.
like a goblin swampy race. You could be the race of who has
Oh.
dragons, diba? It
Swampy.
was cool.
Dragons all the way.
Dragons all the way. So anyway, it was great. I don't remember finishing the game, but it was like I have very fond memories of playing this game. And it's like perfectly built for a board game, right? And basically
Yep.
the news that we're reporting is this is getting picked up once again because I remember there was already a Heroes of Might and Magic board game before, but I wasn't able
Mhm.
to
Board
play
game
that.
before.
And but that didn't take off as well because so now they're gonna pick it up again through a Kickstarter coming in next year. So actually quite far off, November 2022 pa. Sobrang
Yeah.
tagal pa actually.
But
Uh,
something to
Wow.
get excited
So
about,
much
right?
something
so much time to
so,
develop. Mm.
so much time to develop. They're already raising the hype on this game. But I said it's
Mm.
like well built for a board game type like setting, and
Mm.
the hints of gameplay that they've already shared on the website is there's gonna be you starting on one tile and then exploring a fog of war type of map. So that almost reminds me of Mage
Mhm.
Knight.
Mhm.
Mage Knight.
Mm.
So maybe something like that. So I don't know what do you guys wanna look forward to in this game when you play Heroes of Might and Magic board game.
Well, Nick was excited when he heard about this, so
Yeah,
he's in our
I think
batch.
everybody. I think everybody was excited.
And
I think
Morgan.
Morgan shared this on the local tabletop forums, right? Tabletop Gateway
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
forums.
So there you
So
go. By Archon Studios, Heroes of Might and Magic 3. The board game
may
specifically
one
it's
year pa
3.
kayo para mag-ipon for it.
All right.
Since 2022 pa naman yan.
Okay, so
Okay.
Nick has an interesting story here. Sabi ni Nick, the old home game. I guess this is the original Heroes of Might and Magic. Was made by a fan with no previous design experience pero pinitch niya sa Ubisoft. Or maybe it was not Ubisoft di ba? The
No, I
board
don't think.
game. The board game pala. Okay, so that's interesting. So, and then that got made. Yun yung
Oh, they just
sinasabi
gave
ni
him the
Nick.
license. So they just say, "Oh, you can use the IP, but everything's yours."
Yan. But they're
That's what
gonna
happened.
redo it now. So that's interesting, Nick. Thanks for sharing.
Hey, trivia. The more you know, things that we know. All
The
right.
more you know.
Name a game that has a Yahtzee mechanic that's really popular. None?
Ano,
Can't think of one.
ako yung magre-report eh. So alam ko na. Wala akong maisip na iba actually. Naisip ko in
But
my mind.
it is.
May iba pa ba? Wala na akong
Yeah,
maisip.
there's a lot of Yahtzee mechanics.
Sino?
King, there you go. So, hey, that social deduction game where you're cowboys and trying to shoot one another that has the Yahtzee mechanic. Bang,
Bang.
the dice game. You
And the
use that
dice
one.
game. Yeah.
Yeah, but we're not gonna be talking about that. We're gonna be talking about
Talo na ako. Kung trivia na ito, talo na ako. Di ko alam.
something that's really popular this past few weeks because it's made by Richard Garfield. So
Well, so what we're reporting is, as Morgan correctly guessed, KOT, as the cool kids call it, or King of Tokyo. King
Or
of
Coney.
Tokyo. Coney. That's not cool. That's not cool. KOT yung cool eh. KOT yung cool.
Oo nga.
So KOT is short for King of Tokyo. It's as Denmark was saying, a Yahtzee type dice game and designed by Richard Garfield. And correct me if I'm wrong, did this win this didn't win the Spiel des Jahres, but a lot of people back then thought this was gonna win. It's super popular. If you were into board games, you probably played this game already. And then they made a sequel to this, which is King of New York. And they kind of slightly changed the mechanics of that. I remember I played that once or twice.
You fight the army.
You fight the army. You can destroy buildings, diba? In that game. So that was the second base game in this series because it's very popular. So for the longest time, their expansions for this series are more and more monsters, right? Have you played that power up expansion for King of Tokyo, diba? That gives
Panda.
special
Panda
unique
rocks.
yes, special unique powers to each of the monsters. So now they're teasing with this picture, it's just a teaser by the way, that they're gonna have a third base game for the King of Tokyo series, but they haven't released or announced the title yet. So
It's just King of, right? King of ...
It's gonna be kaiju. All we know is gonna be kaiju and it's gonna be dice. So it's gonna be in that series of games. So I don't know. What do you guys think? This
Yeah, right.
So
That's
far,
what they're gonna ask.
they've showed.
So where do you guys think will be the next location? So
Okay,
we
bets,
already
bets.
have Tokyo.
Good point.
We already have New York. So what do you think?
Tokyo.
Oo nga, no?
We have Tokyo. We have New York. What other major city that has this?
Oh.
What major city needs to be destroyed?
Hawaii? King of
Major
Hawaii?
city that needs to be destroyed.
King of
King-
Pinatubo.
King
No?
of, King of Earth.
There should be.
King of Earth.
I
There should
read
be a
somewhere that
representation from the Euro.
They were trying to say that it
Tokyo.
might be King of Atlantis based on
Mm.
hi Nico. They say maybe it will be
Hi,
Nico
Nico.
says maybe it will be set in the past.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
Possible.
King of Rome?
Possible that pwede silang ano.
King of
King
Rome.
of
Emperor,
Rome.
Emperor yun. Emperor yun.
Emperor
Niloko
Rome.
naman.
But online they were saying that there's a strong support for King of Atlantis. They were thinking that it might be King
Kasi
of Atlantis.
crustacean to
Yeah,
eh. No?
based on the art, based on the what they're
Mm.
previewing here, but it's sand, so might not be.
I'm interested kasi parang meron mga minions yung monsters. So, meron siyang mga small
Small,
minions. So,
smaller minions nga, tama.
Or maybe it's a new
So-
power by the monster. They might be asymmetrical right now.
exciting.
Right?
Ako excited.
Exciting.
And it's coming on the heels of, di ba, they've just put together 2 more releases, yung dark version of King of Tokyo,
Yeah.
King of Tokyo Dark.
That looks
And
so
then
good.
yung monster collection pa of King of Tokyo.
The
they're also
big
gonna
box?
release The big box.
Right.
So, interesting. Exciting.
This is
Oo nga,
something
no?
new.
Cool to. Cool to.
Is the Mars fad over? Maybe it's King of Mars.
Good point, good point.
Might be.
King of Mars. King of Krakoa.
So maybe from the bottom of the ocean, we're gonna go up in space for news.
Oh,
And
pwede, pwede.
these are new news.
Ganda ng segue ni Denmark. Ah.
Hey, I have to
Oh,
think about
diba?
this right before we transition. So give me a break.
Yeah. Diba? Tama-tama na Nico then mentioned Mars. Now we're
Right.
back.
Galing.
Alright, so
Terraforming? No.
close
No.
to it though. Space-based expansion. So AEG has announced another space-based expansion named The Mysteries of Terra Proxima. So if you are aware of the space-based game, it's a can I call it a pusher luck kind of game? Pwede, diba? It's a dice rolling.
Parang with you, when I was playing with you, you were just always lucky. Eh. So you weren't pushing your luck. Eh. You just need to be lucky.
Tableau builder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tableau building, yeah. Tableau builder with dice rolling. So, a little bit of background of space-based. Space-based is, if you are aware of an older game, which is Machikoro, it's like that, but in a space setting. So, something like that.
Machikoro in space.
Hey.
Bawal lang gawin ni Pandasaurus yun. Bawal na yung yung Machikoro in space.
Heard it here first.
So this is a second installment of space-based expansion. I say it's second because actually there are more expansions to space-based, but it improves more on the gameplay. Like the most recent expansion was to add the fifth and sixth player, right?
There's
But
also
this
Shy
one is a
Pluto,
second.
right?
Yes, so I say it's the second expansion to the Shy Pluto series of expansion because it adds
Saga
to
expansion, they
the
call it.
legacy
Aspect to it?
gameplay.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
of space based. So if you've played Shy Pluto, it's a legacy kind of approach wherein it adds more ships as you play along the games and adds more mechanics to
Mm-hmm.
the normal space based game. So Terra Proxima is the second installment of that. It continues the story of Shy Pluto, and it will introduce more ships, additional ships, and of course more adventures and new mechanics to space
So
base.
in the
So
ships
yeah,
have different abilities. Am I right? That's
Yeah.
yes,
that's
yes,
what you're adding. Okay.
the ships are unique, if I may say so myself. Each art of the ships that come with the base game are all unique, and also the names are all unique. So walang double print. So that's a good
Mm-hmm.
So
thing about
Denmark,
space base.
tanongin mo si Ron, ano yung favorite experience niya of playing
I
space-based
did.
game?
There's a story behind this.
No,
go
no,
go
because we
on,
Yeah,
both
Ron.
like this game.
Go on, Ron.
yeah. So we both like this game. Pero syempre memorable yung game wherein I was able to win with a natural roll of double sixes. To be fair, there is a card in the game that
Yeah,
allows you
yeah,
to
yeah.
win instantly when rolling two sixes. So
It's not
yeah,
two, di
and
ba? It's like you have to roll it 4 times. You have to roll it four
yeah,
times, di
yeah,
ba?
you have to roll it four times naturally,
No, you were
and
that
then
lucky. Are you
and then
serious?
each
Dude,
time you roll
dude.
it, parang you earn a cube. Eh.
Yeah. What happened was you have to have rolled sixes 4 times tapos si Ron rolled the last two sixes that he need through by rolling both dice as sixes. So insta win na.
Yeah, insta win yon, guys.
It's
So if you
like
feel like you're lucky, space base is the right game for you. It has
I think
dice
my
with
wife
it.
will like this one.
as in
Dice
yung
rolling.
nakalagay dun
Yeah,
sa card, nakalagay dun sa card, if you activate
you
this card,
win.
you win nakalagay.
Win. All caps.
So what
All
are the
caps,
odds?
you
And
win.
Ron pulled it out. Cool.
Don't know. Somebody compute please.
Cool.
All right.
All right. So
So
from
if
space,
you yes, from space, we're going back down to Earth.
yes, build buildings. There you
All
go.
right. So another game from AEG is called Rolling Heights.
From
Uh,
John Clare again. The
Same
John Clare
guy.
diverse.
yes, from
John
the
John
John
declared
Clareverse.
diverse.
The John Declare diverse.
All right, so sige, Jake, share something about John D. Clare first before I
Oh,
proceed
he's
with
our
this one.
favorite designer, my friend. He's the most hardworking guy on AEG right now.
He's
It's
the only
like
guy
Yes,
working in
yung,
AEG.
yung merong employee of the month,
That's John
John D.
Declare.
Clare has been getting this
it's
award
like it's
for
like
the
you
past
know
few
that
months.
guy na laging pag sa exam, yung una nagpapasa ng papel. Si John Clare yon sa AEG design department. It's like every month, tapos ko na yung design, submit na niya. So he designed
Cubitos.
Cubitos, he designed Mystic
Ito,
Veil, he
That
designed Edge
animals.
of Edge of Darkness, the animal matching game. I forget what's the name of that game.
The bag
And then
builder.
Space Base is
Space
also
Base was
John
Space
also
Base
his,
for
Declare.
John
right?
Clare.
And then now Rolling Heights. So
And the
he's
award for most masipag goes to.
Yes.
they might as well
Ito
call
yung
it John
analogy.
Clare Publishing at this point instead of
Yes.
AEG.
JCG, yung ganyan. I don't
so
know.
so so what's Rolling Heights about, Ron?
All right. So Rolling Heights well, it introduces a new way of a new mechanic,
I love
specifically in
this.
using
I love
meeples.
this.
So instead of rolling dice, guys, you roll your meeples. Believe it or not,
Oh,
you roll
invent.
your meeples.
Sipag
So
talaga si
yes,
John D. Clare. Dahil mga designs.
John D.
I
Clare,
love
man,
this.
John D. Clare. Right. So you roll your meeples during your turn, and however your meeples land, it will be determining yung resources that you get or the
Oh,
actions that you were able to push through
The actions
amazing.
that
during
you
your
do.
turn. Yeah. Amazing, right? So it gives you resources. So it depends, right? If it lands face down, it gives you nothing. So what it does is parang ding siyang Yahtzee. You may roll as many times as you want. But of course, may danger na they will be useless meeples to you. Ayun.
Mm-hmm.
But if they land face up, they give you resources, or they open up opportunities for you to do more actions. So
What?
John D. Clare has
It's
introduced us
amazing
to
mechanic.
a new method of using meeples
Ano
in
yung
board games.
thematic explanation? Ano yung thematic explanation of that mechanic?
Yun ang hindi ko naaral.
I
So
think
why
from
why
what
do
I
we
read,
roll?
they're saying
Oh,
if you
sige.
roll it and it's stood up, that means that meeple is so diligent and so hardworking, so you get an extra action. If
Talaga ba?
you roll a meeple and it falls face down, that means you get nothing because
Tamad.
it's that
Lasing.
Tamad.
lazy. Yeah,
Lasing.
something like
Lasing
that.
yun, lasing.
I forgot what the sideways does, but basically that's what
Resources
thematically
in
it
sideways.
does. I'm
Mhm.
sorry, resources sideways. Okay, so
Resources
that's what
in
it is.
sideways. Yes.
But that's
Alright.
amazing. New way to
That
use
yeah,
meeples.
yeah. Pero ito lang I've already come across this method, actually, this mechanic. If you are
Hmm.
aware of Quetzal, sa board game arena, so mag-sign up na kayo.
Hmm.
If you are aware of
how much how much commission are you getting?
so Quetzal is also what do you call this? It's a worker placement game wherein you roll the meeples as well. So they do have it's the same way. If they are face down, you cannot use them. Pag sideways, you can use them in another
Mhm.
way. Yeah. So mas malakas yung mga naka-upright na nahuhulog. So if you are interested in how rolling heights will play eventually in the future, you might want to try out Quetzal in Board Game Arena. So there you go.
Okay.
A new mechanic by John D. Clare, rolling heights.
John Diverse. All right.
John D.
Cool.
Clare verse.
Declare verse. Cool. And from building buildings, we're going to destroy them with Marshmallow Men.
Yes, we are helping destroy them. All right. So lo and behold, Zombicide is releasing
Oh my
another
gosh.
limited edition expansion to their Zombicide universe. So this is a crossover with Ghostbusters. So obviously we'll get a different characters, um, and of course the iconic Marshmallow Man. Tama ba?
Stay puff
Yeah,
puff.
yeah,
Stay puft.
yes. Ayan,
Hey,
so
I
there.
noticed that the four are separated into two packs, right?
Yes.
Egon
So if you
and
want,
Ray.
of course, Simon knows how to do their
They
marketing well.
separated
Wow,
it.
no.
Oh. But to
So
be
might as
fair, it's
well
only
buy
one
in ka dalawa
order.
talaga.
One order. One order lang naman. It's 45 bucks. In
$45
yes,
for a zombie
$45
side add-on.
at Simon website.
My
But
gosh.
unfortunately, guys, it's currently sold out right now. Looking at the website, ayun. So if you really
But they
want
might
this,
open it up again, right?
yes, of course. If the demand has been there, and we all know what limited edition means, Pag
That
may gusto
means
ka. Pag may gusto
go
ka,
poor
papiprint pa po kami.
at any price.
Yeah.
If
So, well, all
printing
of the
money,
Zombicide
Chong. Printing money
completionists,
basically.
yung mga Zombicide completionists, if you want,
My gosh, how
it's
many more
available.
zombie sides?
Yes, it's probably available in eBay or something. Kahit na hindi pa siya dumarating dun sa person na bumili na.
Bakit ba
Someone
kayo
bought
galit sa
10.
zombicide? Masaya naman zombicide. Dapat yung
I'm
ba
not saying
inaaway yung
I'm mad at
zombicide?
it. I'm saying how many more zombie sides is
Parang
there?
galit ka nga.
I don't know.
Diba,
It's
na?
too much
Scratch is
plastic.
a different pitch.
There you go.
All right.
So
So Zombicide
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters promo. All right.
Okay. Now we're gonna go Western. Western. Bang bang, shoot them up.
Bang, bang, shoot 'em up.
There you go. See?
Um, so this is basically, I was reading through the article, and this is, we're reporting on Cult Express. It is an SDJ winner, I think 2, 3 years ago. 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
3 years ago, Cult Express.
Action
And
programming.
the news is basically they're coming up with a big box edition of Cult Express. So Cult Express is a base game, and then it had released 2 more expansions. It was the Stagecoach expansion, and then I'm trying to remember what is the other expansion
I
that they
think it's the one
released.
with the new robbers, but it's just a small
Marshall and
expansion.
Prisoners. Marshall and
Okay.
Prisoners.
Marshall and
So now
Prisoners.
they're gonna release this big box edition of Colt Express. And really, if you still haven't played this game, I think it's an awesome game. I think I played this, immediately fell in love with it. The best part of this game is, if you're not familiar how the game works, it's a bit like you are making a Western
Action
movie.
programming. Yeah.
Yeah, an action movie wherein alam niyo yung sa mga movies na parang nagbabarilan sila, nagkagulo sila sa tren, etc. Nahuhulog, tapos, di ba?
Oo.
He
Hahampasin
got
bigla
the
ng,
bag.
hahampasin bigla
Someone
ng
stole the
pera.
bag.
Pagtayo niya, hindi niya nahawak yung bag, ganun. Pagdaan nila sa tunnel, wala na. This is exactly the feel that this game is trying to recreate, because you are all going to program your actions together face down. And then, once that's committed, you flip it one at a time. And then kung ano man mangyari,
And you
Oo.
tell a
sumapak,
story. You
Yeah.
tell a view.
kung
You tell
sumapak ka sa
Let's say
ere, yeah, kung sumapak ka sa ere, bumaril ka sa ere, wala na yun. Babaril mo yung kakampi mo, etc. that happens in this game. So I love this game. I played the heck out of it. And if you've been looking for also for the expansions, I guess I assume harder to find now. You should go out and check Express.
2 trains and 1 mission is also an expansion that will be included with the big box, I think. This picture.
Big
Okay,
box
this.
for Cult
Yeah.
Express.
So I
It's gonna
assume
have
there's
a new
another
expansion.
train.
Yes, there's gonna be 2 trains right now. I think you can jump back and forth, and then 2 sheriffs and more
More
villains,
action.
more action. And it's amazing in this game. The sheriffs are the bad guys. Have you thought about that? They're the bad guys.
Why are they
Because
the bad? Because you're
they're trying to catch you, and they're corrupt.
They're spoiling your action move.
yeah.
So but yeah, Cult Express, really good game. It's really fun every time you play it. And if you're moderator, if someone will just moderate the game and just tell the story, it adds to the layer of excitement.
I've never
and the
played
fun.
it that way. I've
No,
never played it with the
someone will just
moderator.
read it and just tell a story. So this is what happened, guys. You jump on top of the train. Someone moves underneath you, and someone shoots. You duck, something like that. Anyway, so you're if you're fans of Cult Express, you wanna check this out. And like what Jake said, the expansions might be difficult to get right now, so you might wanna get the big box because it's included, right? The expansions are included already.
Nick
Yes.
is saying imbalance si Purple Girl. Si Purple Girl ba yung Indian? Siya yung Indian, di ba?
No, she's green.
Sino yung purple? Sino yung Purple Girl? Ano yung power niya?
I forgot who the other one
Yung ba
was.
yung nagka-copy? Yung ba yung nagka-copy ng action? Hindi ko na maalala.
Anyway, so
Sige, remind us, Nick, ano yung power ni
it's gonna
Purple
pop up
Girl?
in the chat.
Yeah.
Eventually,
Why
it's
is
gonna pop up.
And then, like what Nico said, back to the future. We're gonna go back in time with our next game.
Messina 1347. That's a very long time ago. Wala pang internet niyan for sure. In 1347. This is
For
the
sure.
new game from what is the name of the from Vladimir Suchi.
Vladimir.
Sushi, and then I'm trying to remember what is the
Mm.
name of their delicious game. So I was just trying to make sure. I knew it was delicious games in my mind, but every time I was gonna say it, I was like, really? Are they really called delicious games? So I guess they are.
I have to double check.
What's
I have to
wrong?
double
What's
check.
wrong
But
with
yeah.
them being called delicious games, huh?
Um, it's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
Um,
Tell us
I
about the
love it.
game, Jake.
So it's a follow up from Vladimir Suchi and Raul Fernandez. Actually, he has it's a co-design. And if you remember this Vladimir Suchi is known for making Euro games. The last big game or popular
Mhm.
game that he made was Underwater Cities, which
Yeah.
reminded a lot of
Yeah.
people
What they were saying was that
on.
terraforming Mars killer. That's what they
Correct,
were
correct.
saying, right?
But it felt like it was a very different game based on what I was
Mm.
reading on the forums when it
Yeah.
comes to
Definitely.
Underwater Cities. So Messina 3047 is another game in that in that vein. It's a Euro game, and from what I've been reading up on the rules, the way it's gonna work is there is a central collection of tiles in the game, and wherein
Mm-hmm.
you are going to place your meeples in the
What?
collection of tiles in the middle, which will be like a worker placement mechanic, triggering that
Okay.
tile, etc., in the
Mm-hmm.
middle, as you try to also, I guess, develop your own player area. So that's interesting. That to me reminds me of actually not a lot of games do that, no? Yung central parang tiles. I guess one
Mm-hmm.
thing that reminds me is Ginkgopolis, something that we played recently, Ron, was like a
Yeah.
central group of tiles that everybody works on.
You expand on,
So
you work
Mm-hmm.
on, right? Mhm.
yeah, exactly, exactly. So might be interesting. Messina 1347, Vladimir Suchi.
Yeah.
Another game that
Pedigree.
he yeah,
Pedigree.
pedigree. Another game he designed was yung ano yung you're spending your money.
That's a
I
lot of
forget.
games, Jake. That's
No, no, no. The goal of the game was to spend their money the fastest.
Spend your
what is that
money.
game?
I'm gonna go back to it later. But anyway, Messina 1347. If you wanna check it out, man.
All right. So from no
Mhm.
technology, jump into technology. We're gonna be talking about Teburu. So Teburu is a system, if you remember, that's like 2018, like a few years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Simon announced that they were trying to develop a board that remembers your actions, and you can play it with others who are on the other side of the world, because the board will transmit into this app, or into this program that all of you can see, and you can play even if you're remote. So the figs will have
Mm.
microchips in them. The dice even has its own microchip that will register. If you roll it on the board knows what number it is. It's gonna transmit to the app, and then other players can see also. So that's what they were saying, that
Mm.
this is gonna be the future of board games, that you can play it this way. So that was 3 years ago, and there was no
So the
news.
future is now. The future
The
is now
future
because
is
The
now.
future is
is
now.
now because that's
You're
like
gonna
3 years
learn
ago.
today. So it's like everything is they're calling it smart dice, smart connected. Everything else is gonna
Mm.
be played that way, and you just need to have this board, and the other games that will be coming out will be also using the same system. But the first game that's gonna come out is called Bad Karma and the Curse of the Zodiac. So you see here in the picture, that's the game that they're playing right now. So after 3 years, they finally have something to show, and I think it's a dungeon crawler RPG. So what do you guys think? You think this will work for us? This will pick
So
up,
sorry,
or
ngayon na nag-sink in sa akin. Teburo parang table pero barok.
The but yeah, I think that's supposed to be Japanese.
it's Japanese?
Yeah,
It's
am
Japanese.
I making
yeah,
out? Yeah.
ako kasi, I just don't want to say na that's probably how the Japanese say it. Pero, yes, yun
No, but
yung
it's
pumasok sa
actual
mind ko.
Japanese word. I think it's an actual Japanese word.
It
Teburo.
is. It means explored, I
Let's
think.
go
Is it?
play at the
Yeah.
Teburo.
Mean. Let's see.
So
So
guys, if
anyway,
you
what do you
have
guys think?
It's the
you
Japanese
have
word for
tons of
table, I
money.
think. Yeah.
Okay. Ako naman, ang comment ko is, if you were watching yung news namin kanina about the BGA having increased their prices, kung sa tingin mo, wala, sisiyo lang yan. Yeah, this is the next step. Kung ayaw mo ng BGA, which is available for you for $6 per month,
60.
pwede kang bumili ng Teburo.
Yeah,
Bro,
it's certainly
bro,
a
it's like
premium version of what they're
Yeah,
trying to do
it's
with
premium
BGA.
game, right?
you can
So
play digital. Oo, pero if you want
oh,
mini, the
Teburu
microchip.
means stable.
Yeah, I know. This nga
Yeah,
na.
sorry. I think it got delayed. Anyway, so you, Jacob, you think it's gonna pick up? No.
I think what this will be is like interesting space in the future. Kasi ganyan naman yung board games, di ba? Like there's always like a first mover, just like there's a like Dominion, deck building. It started everything, and then later on, people figured out that they could use deck building in a lot of different other ways, di ba, as mechanisms. So I think this is interesting. They keep on trying to explore digital with physical kind of board games.
Mm-hmm.
So, feel ko this could be a way forward. This might not be the optimal way because it's quite expensive, etc.
Yeah.
But I can see the appeal, di ba? It's like miniature gamers have the same desires to play with like, minis and everything on
Yeah.
like a map. So this is exactly that same kind of appeal, and I think it's just a matter of time before we figure out now ano yung optimal way of selling this idea.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this is it, but I think eventually we will use it.
It's a start.
Yes,
We're
exactly.
going.
I
We're
agree
getting
with
there.
I agree with Jake. Sa tingin ko, yung mga war gamers, this is more applicable to their niche. So
Mm-hmm.
like recording your movements in a rather larger space, diba? And I feel
Correct.
like the terrain can also be uploaded. Yun lang, yun na yung nasa mind ko.
Right.
So
Right. Mm-hmm.
this will be more applicable to the war gamers kasi parang feel ko if you are on a tactile approach sa board games, there are smaller board games that you can play naman. But
Mm-hmm.
the connectivity, I suppose,
Yeah, and
between
Yeah.
you can play it from one side of the
one to
world to
three
the
video
other, and you can see it happening digitally.
Yeah,
You,
it's a good
you just
idea.
show it on the screen, and then hey, that's my move. What's your move? Cool. Maybe something for the future. I don't know.
it,
It's exciting to see where this will
it's
take
a
us.
brave it's a brave approach.
It's like the Atari of its times. Eventually, we will get to like
Yeah.
Super NES, di ba? Di ba? Parang ganun.
Cool. All right, and finally for new games, if you're a fan of the Welcome to series, well, guess what? Now you're on the moon.
We're back in
Welcome to the
space.
moon.
We're back in
You're back
space.
in space,
We're back in
boys.
space. So, Welcome to the Moon uses the same flip and write game mechanisms as the earlier titles, but this is now a campaign across 8 adventures, and you flip cards the way that you play Welcome to. So, I haven't played the Welcome to, but I've seen it. My only roll and write or flip and write is cartographers. So I don't know
Mm.
how this works for the others. But if you're a fan of the Welcome to, and I heard lots of good things, and people actually love Welcome to Pleasantville,
Mhm.
so you might want to check this out. Welcome to the Moon. All right.
Nico is saying, sorry, interesting idea ni Nico. No? He's saying
Yes.
that if the figures are just placeholders and the real characters are NFTs. Grabe. I
Yeah.
don't know the answer to that.
This actually ties to our previous episodes. I'm not sure when we reported it, but Simon was actually on the brink, diba? I think Denmark, you were the one who
Hmm.
reported this.
Mhm.
Of I think it was Jake who reported
Yeah,
on
yeah.
this. That Simon was preparing to release, diba, board games that are
NFTs.
NFT,
Yeah.
diba? So this can actually tie that up, no? With players playing across two different regions, diba?
Exactly.
So that's a good ano, that's a good point, Nico.
Yeah.
That's where they're going right now, right? So who knows? Maybe one and one, if we put them together, that's what they're actually planning. Because I know Toburu was also Simon was part of the original announcement
Yes.
and launch of
Yes,
Taburu. They had that one, so
Teburu.
maybe
Yeah.
that's what they're replying. They were planning all along. So there you go. Those are the board game announcements that we came across this last 2 weeks, and right now we're going to a lot of our most anticipated our most anticipated segment by a lot of people because we're ready to be poor. Our crowdfunding picks.
Roundup.
If Morgan is still
All
here,
right.
this is what is going on.
This is the one you've been waiting for. So let me double check. All right. So first
Our
up,
wallets are trembling.
Hope,
yes.
the name of the moon shining down on the lands of King Hill.
Oh.
During clear and bright nights, you can see with your bare eye where the pieces of hope have shattered. Those fragments are called moonstones. Moonstones exist as pairs. They cannot be separated one from each another for too long. Apart, their devastating powers grow each day. And now, two moonstones are in possession of mighty kingdoms. Seize the mighty power of moonstones and claim the lands of King Hill
as your own. Take command of your castle and battle a rival kingdom in a unique blend of worker placement and dueling card game for 1
What?
to 2 players. Train
Di
your
ba?
peasants to specialize in various classes to gain valuable
Whoa.
bonuses.
What is
Gather
this?
resources,
What sorcery?
expand your empire, and hire mighty warriors.
Okay.
Send them into combat to attack your
Sold
enemy's
na si Denmark.
No, not yet, not yet. A few more.
Cast
The
powerful
card
spells
battle
to
got
change
me.
the tide of battle
That looks
or
nice.
unleash the unrivaled potency of the Moonstone Force.
Yeah.
But beware.
It
the
has that
longer you
Hearthstone
play,
feel.
The more the land is torn apart by devastating powers, which can change the lands of King Hill forever.
Si Morgan. He shocks maganda yan.
Seize the Moonstone that is rightfully yours, and with it, unlimited power to rule King Hill.
Oh my gosh. Oh
Ah,
my
Okay na.
gosh.
Na-convince ka na.
My gosh. What is
all
that?
right. So yeah, so it's up in Kickstarter, I think today. So that's King Hill. If you are also on in Facebook, you will see a lot of people actually not really promoting it, but uh, they are
It's a
showing it.
looker.
Hyping it.
Yeah, they're hyping it up definitely. So backstory, I think the designer worked on this for the last 3 or 4 years.
Wow.
But
Taburu.
you can see the production, but it's for 1 to 2 players only. Ayun. Pero
One to ano?
catch it.
What?
1 to 2.
1 to 2? Oh,
What's a
So
duel?
1v1.
daming
Okay.
friends ni
Duel.
Denmark. Yan na naman tayo.
Oh, I can't play it with my friends.
Pero yun nga eh. One reviewer at the Kickstarter page, I think it was Tantrum House, mentioned that the 2 player maximum actually gives it more highlight. The gameplay, parang mas fit talaga siya as a 2 player game. So it highlights the mechanics of the game. Yun nga, it's a card battle game that also has worker placement aspects to it, and your worker placement affects your, kumbaga, your own board or your
Hmm.
own space.
The
So
upgrades,
like
right?
the specialization of your workers. So there. If you want to check out more on it, go check the Kickstarter page. But actually, hindi ko alam yung backstory about the 2 moonstones and stuff like that. But what caught me was actually
That's
yun nga yung
okay.
gameplay.
The
Yeah,
gameplay looks
yung
nice.
gameplay, di ba? So it kind of works for me, no? So check it out
Exciting.
if you got caught by the mechanics and the production. It's definitely a bigger 2 player game.
Mhm.
But
It reminds me of parang the way the trailer was going, it almost feels like an RTS. Yung alam mo yung you're trying
Yeah.
to you build your buildings, develop
Yes.
your technology, you're trying to find your bigger and better units, and then obviously one is
Yes,
one
exactly.
versus one na RTS. parang ang cool to think about it na ganun siya. So, I don't know. I'm gonna look into it more. But that's what was my immediate sense when I saw it. Interesting.
Cool. That looks nice. Almost.
Yeah.
I almost made
So,
me like all in.
Kulang ba? Kulang pa.
Kulang.
so that's
But it looks nice. It
that's
looks really
Hill,
nice.
by Peter. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Peter or Peter Marek by Violet Dragon Studios.
Mm-hmm.
So
Cool.
check it out on Kickstarter. All right.
Check it out.
And
So we have
our
our
last one.
next. Yes, we have our next spotlight.
Naku.
Oh no.
Ito na.
Oh no. Team 2 on. Team 2
Nahuli na
on.
si Jake.
Team 2.
Why do they always include Captain Marvel?
Bakit ba galit ka kay Captain Marvel?
Kanina galit ka kay Miles Morales.
Do they have a hammer icon for him, like a token? Seriously?
There is.
Probably.
There is.
Probably.
There is. I can confirm.
Seriously? Have a hammer icon? Oh, wow. Oh, dice to.
Oh, back now on.
Back now. Out now.
No.
So basically, it's a new Marvel game. Okay, done. Yun lang yung report ko. Okay na yun, guys. Bili nyo na. It's a new Marvel game. Done. Go forth and pledge. Spend your money. That's enough. No, this is another. Yes, it's another Marvel game that's using the Marvel IP. This is specifically the Dice Forge game system.
Dice Throne.
Dice Throne, sorry. Dice Forge is a different game. Daming, syempre board games lahat na lang. Dice something, Dice ganun. So Dice Throne game system, I'm sorry. Which is a 1v1. Actually, it's more played commonly as a 1v1 type of game. But you can also play one for free for all, diba? Or 2v2 yata types of games here. Wherein you're rolling dice. And then when you roll your dice using the Yahtzee mechanic, there you go.
Yay!
There's another game that uses the Yahtzee.
Connie.
Yes. When you roll the dice, each of you will be playing like a specific class. Yun yung base game, di ba? There's like a barbarian class, there's like an Amazon class,
Monk.
etc.
Was there
Monk
monk?
class, and
Druid.
then I think so. And then when you roll those dice, you will use it to match symbols on your own player board to activate abilities and therefore kick, punch, swipe at your opponent.
Dodge.
Punch at their opponent. But now they've reskinned the whole game engine into Marvel. And that's like enough for you. Wow, that's enough.
Wow,
Guys.
Marvel.
No, it's I don't know, guys. I feel tired, but I'm excited.
I'm taking bets. Zombicide Marvel. It's coming soon. I'm taking bets.
There is a Marvel Zombies universe,
Yes.
by the way. There
So
is a
everything
Zombies.
Marvel. See, Javi was saying it. Marvel games equal zombie games. It's
So-
almost right there. Or if it's not, it's right there already.
Yeah, so some people are saying the abilities of the character. So there's 8 characters in the game. You can go to the website. So if I off the top of my head, there's Thor, there's Miles Morales, Spider-Man, there's Captain Marvel. Minention ko lahat ng ayaw ni Denmark.
No,
That's you get
it's just
to-
weird. For me, it's just weird that they always have Carol in most of the Marvel games that are in the board
They're
games.
pushing her hard. They're pushing her hard we're gonna digress a bit, but they're pushing her hard as a new important face in the Marvel.
It's the
landscape.
weakest one in the movies.
Yeah.
That's why. Anyway,
Sino si
Yes.
Carol?
yeah, the
Danvers?
Captain Marvel was really not well received like the others, right?
Pero the Marvels are already slated, di ba?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Even though it's not doing well, what I'm saying is they've always like envisioned her as like a big part of Marvel moving forward. So kahit pangit pa yung sine, wala kang magagawa. Ipupush nila si Carol Danvers. Important siya in the landscape of Marvel right now. So, and Miles Morales also is very important in the landscape of Marvel right now, as we've been telling you, Denmark.
I agree. I'm not disagreeing. I was just saying I didn't like how they pushed him into the main universe the way that they did it. So that's it. That's my gripe with Miles. But
But we
otherwise, I'm okay
digress.
with him.
We digress. Let us go back to the world of board games and look at what people are suggesting. Marvel Agricola soon. I can imagine that. I can imagine that. They're gonna have
Marvel Agricola.
nagko-collect ng
Resources.
stone. Ng
Oh.
metal. You're like Magneto. Magko-collect ka ng metal.
Wakandan
Yung
vibranium.
Yeah.
Yung comment ko
That
naman doon sa Marvel Dice Throne, actually I haven't read up on the skills, on the cards. I hope they didn't simply reskin their previous 16 characters
It's
into
different
the
Marvel characters and just change the names of their actions. So
Oh,
they're
yun lang, yun lang. If I'm going to back this, I just hope na they didn't
Thor
simply just change
equals
the name.
barbarian. Ganon. Thor
Thor
equals
equals
barbarian.
barbarian.
Yeah, di ba? Like, I don't know, Captain Marvel
Hey,
can
but
be
that's
the
valid.
pyro, whatever.
That's
So,
valid, right?
yun,
To,
di ba?
to answer your question, I've already seen comments of people saying na yung people who already own most of the material, there's not much, they don't recommend getting this. So, I
It's
don't know
just a
if just
skin.
Right.
DC fan, I don't know if DC fan lang, hater lang siya.
Hater.
Kanya, but yun yung kanyang, yun yung nabasa kong suggestion. Na parang hindi raw unique
So,
enough
valid.
yung new characters.
Valid naman pala.
That was a good
Kasi they
point. Man.
already released
There it
like
goes.
16 characters. Eh. So, they can only
Right.
be
Do
so
so
many
much.
skills that they can. Di ba kasi, and then those 16 characters each have an individual deck eh,
Yeah,
of
exactly.
upgraded skills, stuff that they do. Di ba? So, parang di mo rin maiwasan that there are cards that are going to repeat. So, yun lang. And then,
Well,
we
look
were
at
talking
Simon
about
and
the
Marvel
art.
United. Look at Simon and Marvel United. They have like 80 characters with individual decks, and that like sold like pancakes. So I'm not sweating
Oo.
16
Pero
characters.
to be fair naman, Marvel United kasi started its own ano. It didn't come in like, for example,
It
in a
has
series of
own correct
already
base game, may
established
base siya.
games, diba?
Correct.
Like
It's still
Dice Throne
it's 80
Adventures.
characters,
Kasi,
bro.
kasi I'm sure
Plus,
like
plus.
Dice Throne
Yeah.
Adventures worked for the Dice Throne characters. I'm sure they're about to release in the next quarter a Dice Throne Marvel Adventures of its own. So expect that already. So I don't know, baka campaign ng whatever
Infinity
art.
War, guys. Infinity.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yung crossover
watch
ng
out for that.
Ultimate Universe
Called it.
para mainis na naman si Denmark.
Called it.
Hey, I like
Pero
the
kanina-
Ultimates one.
So, any comment naman dun sa art? I think we were discussing a while ago about the
Jake's gonna say something about that.
art.
I think the art is definitely the weakest part of this product. I think, and that's sad because comics are art first, right? And I think it's not bad, but it's also not the best. I think I'm being very nice with what I'm
So-so.
saying. It's so. And Ron made a good point when we were talking about this. Na I think they just translated the art style of the original Dice Throne.
Just to be consistent with the product, right?
Consistent, and then applied it to the characters of this Marvel version. But the thing is, that kind of art was very, I guess, spindly yung mga characters, payatot, etc. Di ba? Parang, so, I was thinking, parang lahat sila dito villain. Yung itsura nilang lahat. Like, kahit si Thor, mukha siyang villain.
Diba, sharp edges.
Oh, sharp.
Yeah,
Tapos nakasimangot lahat, etc. So, it's like,
They're fighting.
it's not very heroic. Hindi very heroic yung style of art. So, but I guess they just wanted to be
Yeah.
consistent. And like
Yeah.
we reported
Or-
another DC game, di ba? In DC game that we just reported now, they're using
Dual.
actual art from the
The
comics.
dual.
The nice art, di ba? So, yun,
Mhm.
iba yung dating, di ba?
For me
Alright.
naman, it's two-sided, diba? It can work. It's good in a way na they stayed true to the artist's way of depicting yung ano, and didn't simply get yung art nung existing.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Mhm.
Diba? Pero yun nga, if you wanted to veer away from yun nga, the actual Dice Throne series,
Or
it would have been good
Go go
kung
to
gumamit
Marvel.
ka ng ibang approach, di ba? Kung gumamit ka ng ibang art or something like
it
that. But
looks like
kudos
Sentinels
to
of
the
the
artist.
Multiverse type of art. Alam mo yung
Yeah,
Sentinels?
there you
Yes,
go. I was thinking
yun
of
na nga.
that one.
Yes,
That's so close to that,
exactly.
right?
Ayun. But, ayun. So, it worked kasi, it worked with the first 16 characters. Kasi, wala kang idea how those are supposed to
Generic.
look like. Diba?
They can be
Yeah,
anybody.
exactly.
Mm.
Versus established characters already. Pero, yun, it's nice then that they stick with their, with their artists and their, their own art.
We're not firing you. We're giving you more work. We're gonna stick by you.
All right.
Grabe.
So there you go. Besides reporting the use, we also do art commentary, story commentary, and everything else
What?
in between. So we hope that you found new games that you will be interested in, or games that you will back. Morgan. so, so if you're so if
Nahilo
you
na
found
tuloy
new
yung ano.
games, if you found new games, or you're interested, you want to check them out. So hopefully you saw it here, and you might enjoy more games because of the news that we reported. So if you have other news, if you want us to feature new games or other games, just send us a message on Variable Play, or just post on Variable Play page. Say, hey, this is newsworthy, and we're gonna report it. Hey, we even reported on guys getting bit. So, and with the Jeskai guy. So who knows? Whatever news you have that's board game related, hey, we're gonna report it. So that's the news for the second half of
Morgan
October. Morgan.
called it.
Yes.
All right. So until next time, thank you for joining us. This has been Variable Play News. I'm Denmark, and um,
I'm Jake.
And
Nakaupo.
I am Ron.
oh
Leave
yeah,
it at
Flash
that.
News. Dim Sum Game, the Steam Up KS is now also live on
Grabe
Game
yung
Found.
flash news. Oh,
They're
wait,
right there.
Wow,
we're...
see,
Yeah, because
Hey,
we
that's
reported that last week, di ba? We
yes.
reported that last
So
week.
now
And then,
it's
yun yung
live.
game na nakakagutom eh.
It's live
yes.
now. All right. So thank you, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Ron. Till next time. See you,
Oh, may
everybody.
pabol pa. Oh,
What
Hanami
else?
Okay.
Koji. Second game, Gisha's Road also live. Yung Hanami
Wow.
Koji, I haven't played that. Yung ano yun eh, yung AEG ba?
It's
I think,
no.
Yeah. Ibang studio na tayo
Japanime
nagpapit.
games, I think.
Japan
So,
games. There you go.
all right. So go check those out. The Steam Up and Hanamikoji Gisha's Road. Till next time, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
guys. Bye-bye.